Last time on Arcane Corps, Gifts of Fear. As you go over the facts of your latest case, assigned to you by an old archivist and friend of the Corps. It wasn't an official case. It was still an open one, though, 10 years old. Carlisle Haynes, a seasoned seeker agent who had been in the Corps for nearly 40 years before he retired, had gone missing. He had been 66 years old at that time, and to this day, he was never found, dead or alive. The last person to see him alive was his daughter, Emerald Haynes, who had told her that he would be visiting his husband's grave the day of his disappearance. And at that gravesite was his personal effects, his phone, ID, and watch left neatly before the tombstone. And that was it.
Your father was very important. And from what I know, a remarkable man. Just wanted to know where this led. So, I'm going to ask one question, and please understand, I'm just curious. Was there anything suspicious around him?
Of course there was. Like, you're suspicious. You're in my house right now, and I don't know what agency you work for. And I'm assuming you can't tell me.
I can't. No.
You've been getting really good with the filing, cataloging, and doing your own research. Like, they're looking spectacular. I have no notes on that one. But I guess my question is, like, where do you want to go? You want to stay in field, or do you want to go somewhere else? You stay as a seeker. I want to know what you want.
I want to keep helping.
And that's honorable. But what do you want for you?
Respect. I miss being respected for my talents and not the killing.
You will be working with, and he opens his drawer and then pulls out a notepad and flips the page open. So we have Marcus Adani. We have Hunter, if I remember correctly. We have Orphe, who I think you know, in the department, Seeker. And we have, this one will be a struggle for you. Ezra is going to be on that team as well.
Is that truly necessary?
It is very necessary, yes.
What useful skill can they provide that the other two cannot already provide?
He is a well-trained field agent. He respects you greatly. Not really terribly afraid of you. Gifted in magic. Gifted as a hunter. All right, so look. You know about the task force, right? The retrieval task force. They're part of a secret branch that tries to bust black market artifacts and stuff. So one of those happened recently, and it was successful, and we got the people, we got the auctioneer, we got the artifact dealer, we got the stuff that they were going to sell before the auction happened. And that's good. But I think something went wrong, later. Everything went well, during the bust. It's just after. And I don't know exactly what happened yet, but someone might be hurt, I think, or I don't know. You're a good distance away that, knowing, they won't be able to see you. But close enough where you can pick up parts of the conversation. You hear Theo kind of say did you get the email? Yeah. I am. Normally this doesn't happen this way. Is everything okay? What happened? What's the next steps? Missing person. trying to find out what happened with them. So I'm letting you know ahead of time because I trust you on this. Okay, that I got it. I can handle it. Are you sure you can handle it? Don't be an ass. I can handle it. Everything's gonna be fine. This is gonna be a very, hopefully, quick mission. We're going to find out some information about a missing agent. An item that was retrieved during a bust had yet to be classified has gone missing along with them. The circumstances are a little weird, so we're going to listen along. This is a report from their direct supervisor, lead of their task force, and we'll go from there. He puts the recorder down. Are we ready?
Yes.
Okay. And then presses play. Ready? Presses play. Secret Report 30212. Report given by Secret Agent Reggie Morrison regarding their encounter with a midnight auction artifact bust, the retrieval of several unlisted items in the process, and their missing teammate. Original report given May 3rd, 2017. Recording by Theo Black, head researcher of the Seeker branch at Arcane Corps headquarters in New York City, May 3rd, 2017. The report starts now. The Corps has had a consistent issue with black market artifacts for years. It's no secret. We all know. I would like to blame the higher-ups for it. That would be a bit too easy, though, to be honest. If the Corps hadn't put some form of protocol in place regarding the discovery, tracking, and seizing of dangerous magical items, I am certain our world would have imploded on itself 10 times over by now. Someone's got to do it, but it doesn't help that more and more deadly items seem to find themselves in the hands of the mundane every day. People keep making or conjuring or stumbling upon old ritual sites all the time. And luckily, most artifacts that are found lean more towards the magical, ethereal, or whimsical side of things. But sometimes, there are more sinister things left behind. Destructive, violent. Items that could stop your heart simply by standing in the same room with them. Torment you into oblivion. Curse you into eternal suffering. Sorry. I'm explaining things you don't need to know, aren't I? You're a seeker too. To whoever is reading this, you already know this stuff. How many suspicious deaths have you read in the paper or watched on the news and just wondered if it was probably some unfortunate soul touching something that looked innocent enough at first glance? A necklace, a painting, a vintage radio, a book. Well, let's get into it, shall we? For starters, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I think Andy is dead. I hope I'm wrong, of course, but he's been missing for over 24 hours, along with that item he had been cataloging after the midnight auction bust. And the cleaners are purposefully keeping us in the dark about what they found in his apartment. They've assured us that they don't find him there, but something is clearly wrong. He's just gone. And based on what we've seen with these other unknown artifacts, they aren't exactly docile. Some of them were logged with an unknown classification, but most of them were logged as hostile. These items, I should have known something was wrong as soon as I found out Christine Anderson, the auctioneer from this particular auction, had no understanding of what they were. I just thought that she was playing dumb. Con artists tend to be exceptional at that, after all. About a month ago, me and my team of seekers, Juliet Shen, Natalie King, and Andy Parkinson, had gotten a major lead on the next upcoming midnight auction, where it was going to be, who the auctioneer and dealers were going to be at this time, and a list of potential items that would be auctioned. Our task force has been getting better with acquiring this information beforehand, well in advance, creating more relations with the residents of Caligo Avenue, and connecting with trustworthy informants over the last few months has really changed the game for us. This operation was proof that our work was really starting to pay off, which meant our methods would be documented as our ongoing practice in regards to this situation. Next was the planning. Shutting down the auction without them getting wise to what we were going to do is a delicate matter. If they even got a whiff of their event being compromised, they'd uproot everything and either change locations or postpone the event altogether. They have their unique emergency protocols in place, most of which we know nothing about. Mostly because apprehended individuals after these busts would have their memories instantly altered before they made it to the core interrogation rooms, catching them in the act and apprehending the artifact within their possession so that we could properly house them or return them to where they originated from was a part of the process, especially for reporting for documentation later. And we were able to do just that. It wasn't easy, but it was extremely satisfying. We found it at the abandoned subway station in Bronx. We were ready for them. The auction attendees scattered, and when we appeared, just as the first item was pulled out, a cursed painting responsible for the disappearances of many people over the years, the Bloody Harvest. My stomach still churns thinking about what could have happened if we had messed up the process even a little bit. A whole month of planning. Catherine Anderson and the artifact dealer, Devin Rogers, we found out, were quickly cornered and detained. Their conspirators quickly forgotten as their emergency protocols activated. It's fine, we'll get it next time. Going through their roster of items, all of the reported items listed were present, as well as some that we hadn't been able to tie to. It was a solid win, of course. But then there was this crate, all the way in the back of the artifact storage container. There was no markings on them. No stamped stencil titling, no catalog markers that the midnight crews usually use to classify at glances. Nothing. The detainees didn't seem to know what these items were either. They had been adamant. At that time, I thought they were lying, of course. Perhaps these items were the most expensive or the most chaotic. Perhaps something from a private collection that would cost a small fortune for the right buyer. But they didn't budge on this. Not at the site, not in interrogation either. Once everything else with that had been confiscated, had been processed, it fell to my team and I to do classifications ourselves, and since there was no documentation on these items at first inspection, we had to do all of that ourselves, which, of course, required us to use the ritual rooms beneath HQ. This wasn't a simple R&D review process. These items might cause great harm. Better safe than sorry. The items within the mysterious crate were as listed. A painting labeled "The Beautiful, Perfect Night," depicting a singular figure with their back to the viewer. Surrounding them is a perfect black background. A chess set with whittled game pieces that seemed to be made of bone. It seemed like it might be human. A novel title echoes with a clear navy blue cover. The letters are cut out in the cover. The author wasn't noted, but there was a sticker that stated, "From the library of Jürgen Leitner." Neither this nor the person has been located just yet. An antique hand mirror with a beautiful pattern on the back of it, appearing in pristine condition. A copy of Jacques Collin du Plancy's Infernal Dictionary, rough translation on my part, which was published in 1818 as far as we know, but this copy seemed to be published in 1908. As far as we know, no special editions have been republished. And finally, a handcrafted floral inlay music box with a key. Turning the key would start it, causing a beautiful but haunting melody to play. We went through the proper process of classification, 2 people to every 1 item. The findings were unnerving, unsettling. And I'm a veteran of the Corps. I'm going to be honest, this rattled me. I don't think these items originated from our world, if I had to take a guess. That's a hypothesis, of course, one that I was going to confirm, but, well, Andy decided to take on the music box themselves. They were supposed to classify with Natalie, but they had decided to take a much-needed break after their work with the mirror, and Andy just wanted to get it over with, I believe. I should have been paying attention to the progress with their research area, but I had been distracted with my own findings of the chess set. They had left suddenly, almost 2 days ago now, as I write this, stating that they weren't feeling well, that the music box made them feel off-kilter after they listened. I told them to stop by medical before they went home, as is procedure after any encounter really, but I found out later that he didn't. He left immediately. And it wasn't until I had finished my report a few hours later and checked their research area that I found the music box was missing. They wouldn't answer their phone, and I immediately knew why. They had left their coat, their backpack with their wallet and ID, their phone. They probably just walked out with whatever was still in their pockets, which clearly wasn't much. I reported it immediately. Cleaners were dispatched to their apartment in Midtown, and from what I was told, they weren't there, but clearly something disturbed the cleaners that went there. The scene had been locked down immediately as a result. I was told not to look into it any further, as me and my team may also be compromised, based off of our closeness to the unknown objects, as well as the closeness to our teammate. But I knew there was more to it. They don't want us at the scene, at Andy's apartment. Apparently he wasn't there, but whatever was couldn't have been good. Would it have rattled us that badly that we aren't allowed to help in our own missing teammate's case? Even if we're compromised, normally they'd update us on the situation at the very least. I had a bad feeling about this. The victory of a successful midnight auction bus has kind of gone bitter after all this, especially if that means this immediately put my team in unknown danger. Andy's a good kid. This would be his 4th year with the Corps. I really, really hope that I'm wrong. Report ends. The recording immediately stops. It flicks up. And Theo looks up at y'all.
Where can we receive the information about Andy's house?
There is a cleaner that is willing to take you to that scene. It's been open for points to the room. It's been on lockdown. It's magic stasis, so no one's been able to touch it until the next investigators go in. I don't know what was found in there. I didn't go myself and no one has reported it to me, but the fact that I had to get locked down in the first place is not a great sign. So yes, I can get you in contact with that cleaner.
Thank you.
Any other initial thoughts before I give you mine? Ezra also looks up, like is leaning back in his chair, like arms crossed, nodding, like looking around at the room.
No, I'm curious to hear yours.
What happened to Natalie?
What happened to Natalie? The last thing that she was working on, I think she was working on, it like flips through some pages on the table. One of the items, the last one that she touched was the mirror, if I remember correctly. She had a bad interaction with it. I don't know the details about that one, but it kind of rattled her, I think. She stayed behind. She went to medical and like took a rest for a little bit, and she was going to come back to finish once she felt better. But that was she was there for a little bit, I think, and like reads through.
Has she completed her task with the mirror?
With assistance, yes. She passed it off to somebody else, but she took notes in the room to finish the cataloging.
Theo, aside from Andy, what has come of the other people involved?
They're all fine, from what I can tell. They're all here and present. You can talk to them if you want to. They are, if I remember correctly, they should be in the break rooms on this floor, if I recall. Last time I saw them. There is also like housing, like above. They don't live here, but they wanted to stay within the core, probably for safety ward purposes. They didn't feel great going home over the last 24 hours.
The rest of these items, are they available still to look at?
They are available to look at, but I do not think that you should look at them. If you do, I would advise Regina walk you through them, because she knows all the classifications to the best of her ability at this time. Ezra raises his hand. Theo like looks at him like very bored. It's just like, yes, what is it? So my thoughts here is that obviously that item that had not been classified yet did something to Andy, obviously. It could be anything from a cursed item to a transmutation one of those two option classifications, and it either changed him or it lulled him into doing something, either or. And then from there, it seems that like his trail kind of stops at his apartment, but granted, we need to do investigation to find out if it went anywhere else. He looks at the room. That's just based off of notes so far from what we just heard.
Thank you for stating the obvious.
Like Ezra like stares at you. And it is like the blankest stare. Was it obvious?
Yes.
Well, it seemed like everyone was being quiet, and I wanted to state some facts, and maybe perhaps potentially the room, since this is a team work situation, if anyone wants to build on top of that. I started there. But sometimes people need to be stated the obvious just in case. The most brilliant smile that you have ever, like, just like shining and perfect smile, just gorgeous. It's just like, oh.
That smile right there is the kind that has an email sign off that says warm regards.
Exactly. Warmest regards. Corporate for fuck you. But it's like,
wow. Okay. If we know that they heard the music box and they left everything behind,
if y'all would like to roll things to get more information, you totally can.
Yes, please.
So, like, if y'all have,
Marcus.
like, moves that you can use, skills you can use, anything like that.
Marcus at least looks to Theo just first. What? Finish that thought you had. What did you think about this?
He stares at you for a moment, like he's processing, like thinking back over, because he's the one that recorded it, right?
Mhm.
Reggie said that they don't think that these items came from our world. I don't have proof of that yet. There's ways to find out, but I don't think they had the time to do that yet. I don't know what that thought process was or where that came from, to be honest. It could be that it appeared out of nowhere. It could have been, to be honest, if I had to guess, like without going to that conclusion, crosses his arms over his chest, you could think that like maybe a rival auction or auctioneer dropped it as a means to distract or mess up the show. But that's not what they thought. They thought that. I think that's something to look into.
Can I use
Yes.
can I use a moment of psychology here to kind of like analyze this? Because what I'm thinking is there's normal jobs, but I feel like what we're being asked here is a little bit outside of the norm. And I'm curious about whether or not Theo has picked us for a particular reason.
Ooh, that's a good point. Yeah, roll psychology. This is going to be at a. I advise that you try to make it easier for yourself to roll against Theo.
Okay, then I am going to make an effort.
Gonna put in some effort. So 14 minus 3
Is 11.
is 11. So
Do I
you
put
made
that
it.
in the pool number or the big number?
The big number. Like the pool number is going to be your base. So like the big numbers. Thank you. So that's 2 steps. Don't roll yet. Let me just check in. Yeah, go for it.
Okay. The best that I could do is like hope that I have like a thing that lets me re-roll that. That's what I have.
What'd you get?
You don't want to know.
I do actually, because it depends. Like if you get like a 1 or a 2, I need to know. Essentially.
Oh, it absolutely is a 1. Like I have a nosebleed trying to like read this.
So, we get to do it. We get to do it finally. So, you got a 1. That means that I get a free GM intrusion. Now to let y'all know, I can do a GM intrusion whenever, but if you roll a 1, which triggers a GM intrusion, you don't get XP for this. That's the only difference between one that I give you and one that you roll for. So, this is really good. All right, so can you describe to me how you're looking into Theo right now? Like in terms of his psychology, are you like staring at him? Are you like tilting your head at him? What are you doing?
No, I mean, it really is just like me looking, like not even at Theo in particular. It's me looking into the middle distance of this room, like not focus on anyone and being like, now let me try to put this together and hope a Jimmy Neutron moment happens.
You're hoping for a brain blast.
I really am.
And it's just not coming. So like you're staring off into the middle distance and your brain is like focused on like Theo specifically. You're like, did he pick us for a reason? And you're going through like Janemba, Ezra, Marcus. These are all like, you know, their capabilities. They are pretty much like a good fit for this, but like, is there anybody else that could have like, because everyone is pretty exceptional, like no one's really like slacking or anything. Why this group? And you're already getting like vibes about Ezra and Theo because of their earlier conversation. And then You feel, as you're thinking about it, eyes looking at you, like someone's looking at you. It's very permeating. You feel it to your core a little bit. And let's say you were like, Theo's at the front of the room, so where the door is facing y'all. You're looking at the wall, and you're like, Theo is probably like wondering what I'm doing, right? You turn back, and Theo is not looking at you. He's looking at everybody else, like conversing with them. But you still feel it, and it feels imposing. It feels weighted on you. And you're a stealthy person. You don't like being noticed or seen, at least not to this degree. And this feels exceptionally intense. And it shows on you that you're feeling uncomfortable. How does that display itself for the group? Because you're not a type of person that shows discomfort normally.
Probably stimming like this.
Okay. So you're tapping your pen on your book.
But it was like, at first it was initially really quiet, and I think it's one of those things that's getting increasingly louder because in the middle of whatever this is, Orphe has no concept of how loud the tapping is getting.
So it's getting loud enough. Some of y'all might notice, but like the conversation is still going. And then and you're noticing that feeling, that oppressive feeling of being watched. It's not a big room, all right, first of all. So it feels like it's coming from behind you, like from behind, and then it's coming from directly up and to the left. So like in the corner, another, like that feeling is coming from multiple directions. And then as that loud tapping happens with that raised feeling, a hand is placed on your shoulder. You look over and it's Ezra with a worried look. You good?
I have a moment that I'm actually startled and scoot my chair back about a foot away from the touch just because I wasn't expecting it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have asked.
It's fine. You just startled me just a bit. Right. I might be thinking too hard about this. Maybe I should have I don't know. Ew, I was about to say a mocha frappuccino, but I've had the last one of those that I'm gonna ever have in this life. But coffee sounds good.
Yeah, there's a break room we can go. We can wrap this up and then we can get some coffee. And you feel that feeling dissipate slowly. It's the best way to put it, because I'm going to give this to you. Yes, you failed, but I love giving you stuff even when you fail. It feels like if eyes were on you, those eyes are looking elsewhere one by one. And it's fading away in different directions, closing, looking left, looking right. You are no longer the focus.
And there is a moment where Ezra is saying it's fine, and as I feel that feeling recede, I'm actually looking around the room in the directions that I'm feeling the eyes fade from.
I love you ask such really cool questions, and I am here for it. I'm trying to determine if I just give you stuff or if you have to roll for it.
You know what? I think. Okay. Why don't I just do the thing that I'm good at doing? Which people may be paying attention or not. And I pull out another card.
Okay, so you're doing another premonition?
Yep, in the form of drawing a card. About the subject of, on the topic of, like, um, on the topic of what happened at Andy's house. I'm assuming that we know what the address is at this point.
Yes.
And we're familiar enough with the city that if someone says, like, hey, here's the address, you would be like, oh, that's that place by or near wherever this is.
Ooh.
Or it's in this particular suburb or something like this.
Yeah.
Because we're in, where are we? We're in New York, right?
You're in New York. So the location of the Arcane Corps is in Brooklyn. It's really close to the bridge leading to Manhattan, is the best way to put it. So like if like a Lyft ride would be 15 minutes to get to the financial district, which is at the bottom of like the Manhattan Island. So yeah.
The card that I drew this time is the Artificer. And the reading for this, when it's upright, is as a person who creates magic with mundane things, is there something that you might find useful now that you previously overlooked?
Something that you found now that you previously, like something that's useful now that you previously overlooked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Maybe. So, with that question in mind, and also giving you your thing, because you don't need to spend intellect points because you already have 2 edges, and I think that's fucking neat. You want to know what's going on with Andy's apartment.
So, I think what happens is, for the sake of, let's do movie magic with this.
Yes.
Like, when I do the thing, like, I just, like, it's one of those, like, legerdemain things. I just, like, draw this out in a way that doesn't draw, like, a whole bunch of attention to myself. But when I look at it, the surface of, there's, like, whatever the card reads, and then the surface of it changes to, like, show me something related to the reading I got.
Yeah. Okay. I see. All right. So, overlooked something that was originally. No, sorry. Using something that was originally overlooked.
And like that doesn't have to be a physical thing.
I know. So, you're using legerdemain?
Like I'm basically being like stealthy in. I'm not trying to make like dramatic thing of using the cards and whatnot.
I'm just gonna give it to you, because like people are distracted. So.
Ooh, okay.
I'm not. No, you're fine. I've assaulted you enough with your failure, so I think you're fine.
Oh no.
So you stealthily look at the card. It shows and displays the reading, and then it fades, and it initiates those visions that only you can save. If anyone were to look at your card, it would just look like the card. One. In terms of the apartment, you see there's something wrong with the bathroom. This is like a really nice apartment. Like it looks clean, organized. It's a decent apartment. This apartment is Midtown Manhattan. It's dark. Like there's like one blind open, essentially, like one of the like their drapery is like pulled apart, and just like a perfect line coming through of that gray sun that's coming through. It's a perfect diagonal cut across the living room, over the couch, across the kitchen to like one of those bathrooms that a guest would go into, not like your private bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Doors open, and you see in that bathroom, you could see like the mirror, sink, tiling, like the edge of a bathtub. And all of that is splattered with blood. a lot of it. But it's so neatly contained towards the tub. It doesn't look like it trails out. Like, from this quick view that you see. And just as like something that you overlooked that is useful now is that presence that you sensed before. Probably because you did this. You did a premonition of this apartment. It's almost like it followed your view a little bit. And you can see through this premonition in the corners from like the kitchen, from the living room, the edges of the room. Eyes. Checking out the area, taking in information. You see those eyes, they are like hazel green, intense, glowing, looking around, taking in information. And it like appears just as your premonition opens up. So it used your outlet of looking into things to also look into things. You see those eyes, they are like hazel green, intense, glowing, looking around, taking in information. And it like appears just as your premonition opens up. So it used your outlet of looking into things to also look into things. You gave it passage, essentially. Thank you.
You see Orphe pull out a notepad
Go for it.
and just start drawing, like trying to make a rough sketch of the room that they saw.
Okay.
And you see like a very roughly drawn comic of like a door leading into a bathroom, like dark colors for a trail of blood where there would be. And then you like look at this and you're just like, I mean, okay, it's a drawing of a bathroom, whatever. And then there are just scrawlings of eyes that just start to appear in places that don't make any sense, are not attached to a body. They're just like on the doors and on the ceiling and like in ambient across the page.
Awesome. Ooh. Are you doing this just for yourself, for your own eyes only, or are you just scribbling just in general?
No, like I think this is scribbling just in general. This
Okay.
is a thing, like this particular thing, I think is something that everyone would be able to see Orphe doing if they care to observe.
Okay. I will leave that up to everybody else. I would say that like Ezra notices that you're like getting into sketching, like you probably are following a thought, right? Like, and he like briefly looks over, but doesn't like go over your shoulder to find out what exactly you're drawing. You are closest to Marcus, if I remember correctly. And Janemba, up to you if you're noticing this. Like
With an eye roll, mostly.
sketching during a meeting, seriously. So
-2 points on that review when that comes up.
So this is all happening with Orphe. I'm gonna ask what you two are doing, like at the same time. Like Theo is letting you know about why, like the question, why did Reggie think this was from somewhere else? That's not the first thought that he would think that Reggie would have. So that is like a point to ask them. Like is what he's saying. Like you should probably ask Reggie why they thought that. But that's like what is like pressing for him. He probably has other thoughts, but
If Marcus is able to see they're just writing down Reggie's name, ask Reggie in their little rolled up notebook, and as they could see what is happening next to them, they'll scribble on like a corner of the sheet what happened. Slowly tear it off like while they're talking, just and then as they put the notebook down, slide it over to, like under their hand, slide it over to Orphe. Okay, so we should ask Reggie next. Got it.
do I want
I
you
could
to stealth
see.
it though, Marcus? Like, do I want you to stealth that? Please do. Looking at your thing. You do not have a stealth thing, but this is just a difficulty level 3. So like everyone's distracted. So like it's not that bad. It's a 9.
A 14?
Oh, so you pass. You're good. You're able to do that just fine. You're fine. Cool.
Okay, so we're figuring out this. We should ask Reggie about these questions. Got it. Missing items. Not missing items, sorry. Unknown items. Do list out a couple people that we should talk to outside of, people in the Corps that would know where Andy would have gone to. Family, things like that. Any connections?
Yeah, I can. He like thinks for a moment. Outside of his cell. The Seekers, obviously Natalie, Juliet, and Reggie. But they had 2 informants that they were in contact with that helped them with all this in the first place. Those are the only other people they really operated outside of the Corps with. They're in Caligo Avenue, which above table for everybody. Caligo Avenue is a magical street that's only accessible through magical means. It looks like a normal city block, but clearly it's not a normal place. You can only get there usually if there's a magic practitioner there of some sort to get you there.
Mm-hmm.
Corps members have access to it. And he says,
would Marcus like perk up being like, their time as a freelancer? Just like, okay, I know some people on that street. Got it. Okay.
So if you know, there's the Night Creatures Lounge there. It's great for, it's usually open all times of night. Run by 2 people, Cynthia and Dorian.
And I owe Dorian like $5. Fine. Yeah.
So you better pay that back actually as soon as you possibly can. He'll come find you. But if you go there, those are our informants that are on record for this particular process. They might be able to help you know a little bit more. I'm not sure if they would know where Andy is, but we haven't tried looking into Caligo yet since
yeah. That's the idea. Just try to piece together where and if they missed an appointment, if whatever they and I kind of look to Ginebra and Orphe to see if there's like a recognition. If this music box has taken all sense of, direction, or if they're walking on their own, that's what I'm curious about. A lot of these things, they seem to have their own set of rules. So when they look over to Orphe, have they returned the note anyway, or is their face, are they still sketching?
They are still sketching furiously and are unaware of the world. So at the end, what does your note say that you slid to them?
What happened?
You get your notebook back, and it just has an additional page in it with a sketch on it.
So you just pass the sketch to what you saw,
along with the rest of the notebook.
Yeah, obviously. You just put it in the notebook for Marcus to see. Okay.
Yeah, they're holding the notebook as if they're talking and writing. They slide it over the other one and open it back to that page. Swallow, just for the next sentence and try to continue for Theo.
You all right?
Yeah. There seems to be a little bit more than just something else playing at this. So I think, at least for me, I have questions for some of these informants. And Ginebra, you have years at the Corps, so what do you think would be best?
I think we should go to the house first and properly examine the last scene. And from there, we have many people to interview.
Ezra nods knowingly. That seems obvious. I think it's obvious. It's just, Like he said it with like the cutest smile.
Like,
that seems
Ezra,
obvious.
as like Orphe has gone from being in like coming down from like a small like existential crisis to being like, now Ezra.
What? Like looks over to you, Orphe. What?
Orphe reaches into a bag and pulls out a folding fan and just like passes it to Ezra.
Ezra takes it and claps it open. Like just
Theo, if there is anything else, please let us know.
absolutely. Like he's literally like just trying not to laugh. I think that
Theo.
it's a wise decision. Yes. Yeah, Orphe.
I have been trying to put this together, and I think maybe the best way to ask this question is just to ask the question. So, of
Don't
the
leave me in
people that
suspense.
you-
Don't leave me in suspense. Come on now.
I will, I will attempt. Summarily speaking, is there a particular reason that you've asked us to look into this?
Like smiles at you. Yes. I think you are all very qualified to get to the bottom of this as quickly as possible. Points to Marcus. 10 years of experience as a freelancer. Has seen a plethora of things, my understanding. Correct, Marcus?
Correct. But speed, that's what you're looking for? Quickly solve this?
And I think Janemba would be a really great addition to that. Knows how to get to the bottom of the next stages of things. I think can bulldoze through those things, not just physically, but actually can put those notes together faster than most people. Ezra is an exceptional hunter and has proven themselves to be an exceptional seeker. And Orphe? And he looks at you knowingly, Orphe. You are a jack of all trades, my understanding. And you have done exceptional work here as well. I think you can get to the bottom of a lot of things a lot faster than most people that we know. I think with all of your skills combined, y'all can get to the bottom of this within less than 48 hours. Maybe I'm tooting my own horn on that one, but I think that y'all can do this.
From the time that we've worked with Theo, how safe would Marcus feel as they're holding that sketch in their hand to bring that up?
Oh, how safe would you feel to like give that to Theo?
Or just like to the table? And this is also kind of looking at Orphe's like
Disposition.
disposition. Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you try to make eye contact with me about whether or not that's a good idea?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're like their hand is on it, and they hear Theo say that about the speed, and they had turned fully to you. Just
There is like this almost imperceptible shake of the head, like, do not do that. Orphe is in the middle of writing in a note, like is in the middle of writing something.
Okay.
I will let you know, Marcus, that you do feel, personally, you feel comfortable telling Theo, would feel comfortable telling Theo about this. But
They'll note that, but with that
because
reaction,
Orphe like said, no, don't do it, you're like, I'll respect what Orphe wants to do, and you will not present it.
and they just put it away, and like put the notebooks together, but they look at Orphe saying, "Got it," like just a nod, as if they're also nodding to what Theo is saying, a nod, and a little tilt of the head, saying, "Later."
All right, I'm gonna need you to do something because as much as I love that y'all are doing some like incognito shit, y'all playing in Theo's face right now. So I need you
He's
to
busy.
like, he's busy. Like it's fine, but you've done it enough where I'm like, I might have to ask you to roll.
I am also going to openly hand Theo a folded note.
Oh, cool. So openly like here, here.
Like
boss.
I'm not even going to be stealthy about it. I'm just going to go. I'm going to hand it to him. And when he looks at me, like I'm sure he will, he's going to say, review this at your convenience and maybe text me later about it.
Like raises an eyebrow but does take it and puts it in his like coat pocket. Okay. Weird, but I'll take it. Is there anything else that you need from me? You can contact me via text, of course, call. I'm going to be here the whole time until, like, to be honest, this gets solved. So I would advise, obviously, talking to Reggie. Obviously, you can go to the apartment. You have, like, the contacts that you can reach out to. Obviously,
Okay.
please dive into it. And then let's find out what happened to Andy.
Yes.
As Reggie has said, he's a good kid. He deserves to be brought back. So, I'm gonna wrap here. Janemba. Let me look at your thing. You don't have this skill, but like you could still roll for it.
Okay.
Psychology. And the only reason why I'm asking you to do this is because, and I might make it easy for you because you know who this person is.
Mm-hmm.
Psychology on Theo.
Oh. 11.
All right, so this was like a level 3, so you do pass.
Cool.
It would have been a 4 if you did not know him well. Theo is really good at guarding your emotions. Super professional most of the time. Likes to be a little sassy bitch sometimes, but most of the time it's super professional. Very protective of any members he sends out, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know him to be really protective of any seeker agents he sends out. Checks in, to be honest, is like an ideal boss. Granted, according to you, because you haven't really been in like a corporate setting long, in comparison to like obviously hell. But he guards his emotions very well. In the last 5 minutes, maybe 8 minutes of this conversation that y'all have been having, his expression for a moment turned to, for a split second, one of concern and worry. It especially came through when he said, Andy's a good kid. We want to really bring him back. But he didn't believe it. And he didn't believe it because it seemed like he didn't believe it because it seems like he knows something that he just got information about.
I mean, okay, that's fair. I will also note that at the beginning, they say like it's been 24 hours. Like, I think that Andy is dead.
Theo didn't say that. Theo was reading the report from Reggie.
So that was from Reggie. Okay.
Yeah, that's Reggie's report that he was like verbalizing for ease of listening and note taking. It seems like in the last 10 minutes, he now believes it. Something happened in the last 10 minutes that makes him believe that Andy's not, like, doesn't believe that he is going to come back.
Okay. Yeah, they'll definitely note that.
Very mild, but you know your best friend. So with that, Theo nods. It's like, contact me if you need me. And leaves everything out for you. Like, there's like documentation that y'all can look at, pulled out books that might help with the situation. Leaves, doesn't close the door behind me, like kind of partially leaves it open for anyone if they want to close it and keep it private. And y'all are left with that. There is an alleyway between buildings, between businesses in Midtown. We see a figure walking down it with curly brown hair, like a little past the chin that's been pushed out of their hair, pushed out of their face. Freckled skin. Freckled skin. Eyes that should be a deep blue. Kind of wearing, like, kind of like the assistant professor, like, garb is the vibe you're getting. They walk stiffly, like they just got up from like bed, like, or like they had a horrible workout. But the gait is stiff, and it takes a little bit of time for the walking to align. You can hear the creaking of something. Bone? That doesn't sound correct. I don't think that fits. The clothing doesn't fit quite right. Plaid, sweater vest, jacket. But then as that figure shifts, it matches the clothing. It tries to match the clothing to the best of their ability. And the neck, like, adjusts to be a little taller to right the height. And those eyes, as they walk out of the alley, look glazed over. As it looks back and forth, see where to turn, makes a left. Those eyes look like they're made of glass or marble. Not unlike an animal in a taxidermy shop. And they blend in with the crowd.